Bonjour tout le monde. J'espère que vous allez bien. At this point, guys, if you don't know what I said, have you really been participating in my French lessons over the past 3 weeks? Just in case you are new here, however, I will translate the freedom fries that I just spoke. Of course, I told you guys hello, and I hope that you are doing well. Thank you, White Collar One General, for being here and supporting, and thank you, Trash Can Waves, for the same. So I won't keep you guys too long because I know that you guys have other things to do and other channels to support, and your French lessons may not be so important. That's okay. I know that there's lots of lives to support, lots of people to support, and you guys have other things on your Sunday night to do. So I'm going to show you a lesson from another channel that actually does their lessons. So hopefully you guys saw my copyright episode I did yesterday morning, and how and why I can get away with this to some degree, right? So I won't go too in depth into their lessons and what they're telling me, but we're gonna, because of the suggestion that Mike and um, Melissa Jane had suggested, I'm going to go back onto previous lessons and teach you guys a little bit of a reminder lesson of what was shown previously, and then build upon that. So we'll first give a nice thank you. Speaking of Millicent Jane, we'll give her a thank you once again for being my first channel sponsor. So thank you again, Melissa Jane, for taking the time to spend a little bit of your freedom fries that you've worked so hard to gain on me.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to MJ Live. We are back again.
So thank you again, Melissa Jane, for being my first ever channel sponsor. Much appreciated. And guys, always be grateful to your, your subscriber, channel sponsors, whatever the case might be. Because as you guys know from your own personal experience, how hard it is to work to get that money in your pockets, or to take the time out of your day to watch somebody else's content, right? I know you guys don't have to watch my content, whether it's live or watching it on the replay. There's no obligation. You guys are choosing to spend that time supporting me in whatever way that you can. So always show some gratitude, because even if you're purely egotistical and greedy and just want to build your channel until you get 500K a month doing it, that's fine. I have no problems with that. But always show that and recognize that without the people that are there to support you, you would not be able to get there, right? Nobody can get to 500K subscribers without the 500K subscribers subscribing to your channel, right? So always recognize that without the other individuals there showing you whatever support that they can, that you would not be there, right? So be grateful and show with that as best you can whenever you can. So we're going to go into our French lesson today. I'm not going to keep you guys on for very much longer. I know Destination Dad is doing a live right now, and he does seem to have a panelist up. So if you guys want to spend a few minutes with him as well, I have not a problem with that. And I believe, yeah, Uncle Stu is also doing a live at the moment with the bishop. So I know that a lot of the people that would normally be here with me are there with either Destination Dad and or with Uncle Stu, which is not a problem. I know that I don't own the time slot. I don't own YouTube. So we'll get into it. Okay, and I won't keep you guys too long. So we're gonna go back upon what we had learned in the previous lessons. So of course, uh, specifically with this live, but also with the other lives that I do, I try to always start off with the greetings. Of course, I start off with bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, comment ça va? So, hello, how are you? All right. Because obviously, when you enter the room, you do want to be grateful and show people that you acknowledge them and that you know that they're there, right? So, always say bonjour, comment ça va? Comment ça va? Hello, how are you? Right? At the very least, you should always say bonjour, hello. Okay, that's the basic minimum. Especially if it's a group or an individual that you're being introduced, you don't just stay silent, right? You're gonna at least say bonjour. The next step that you would happen in the conversation. So the bonjour, comment ça va? Okay, something that you would say, or I'll put it simply this way. I would come into the room and say to you, bonjour, comment ça va? Right? You would then respond to me with je vais bien et toi? Je vais bien et toi? I'm doing well, and you? Okay, so you're responding to my question by saying je vais bien, and then you're returning the question to me by saying et toi, and you. So I started off with bonjour, comment ça va? You then respond with je vais bien et toi? Since you obviously asked me a question, I'm going to answer it. I would answer it by saying je vais bien aussi, merci. Je vais bien aussi, merci. I'm also doing well, thank you. All right. Now, obviously, I'm giving you guys a very basic, you know, words here. I probably will in this episode or next one start to change up those first three sentences so that you guys are building a little bit. Because let's be honest, we're not always going to do well. Sometimes, like me, I'm just now starting to feel a little bit better. I was for the past 3-4 days feeling quite a bit under the weather. So you might have to tell somebody, you know what, I'm feeling really sick, or I'm tired, or I'm going through whatever emotional issue you might be going through. So I probably will next episode start beefing up those three first sentences a little bit so that you guys have some variety and also be able to have sentences that actually you would say to, you know, maybe a friend. You know, you might not necessarily tell a client that, oh, I'm having a crappy day and I'm sick and all that, but you might tell your best friend or parent, oh, I'm feeling under the weather, or you know, maybe I'm going through, you know, some kind of medical issue or what have you, right? So you might need to be able to express that in French, because you're not all going to always be well. Now, when I say je vais bien aussi, merci, you could add, if you wanted to, de rien. Oh, you know, it's nothing. You're welcome. Okay? De rien. You're welcome. Right? So that's just a way of you acknowledging that, hey, you know what? Of course I'm going to ask you how you're doing, right? You know, let's assume we're friends here. Let's assume that we're, you know, maybe relatives. It's nothing for me to ask you how you're doing. I'm supposed to, right? It's the least I can do. So in the last episode, I showed a little clip from KLR, Productions. They have it's a wonderful channel. I do encourage all of you to check that channel out. They have several clips of them basically dubbing various animals, doing a whole bunch of different things. They have these videos of otters where they do the voiceovers of otters, and I think otters and raccoons, I believe, are the two main ones. But they have also have cats and other animals, and they're just, to me, I find them absolutely hilarious. Not just because of the scenes that they have, but also just because of what they say in it and all that. It's really, to me, I find it very funny. So definitely check them out. I will be linking, there will be a video on this one as well, and I'll be linking the video to uh, in the description, as well as adding the phrases to this at some point as well. So, in that last video that we had, we added the next three sentences, which are, of course, juste une autre journée au boulot. Just another day at work, right? So you can imagine this conversation that we're having. You and I are co-workers, right? So I told you, I just came into the office and I said, hey, bonjour, comment ça va? You, as my co-worker, asked me, oh, I'm doing well, and you, je vais bien. Et toi? And I as a co-worker, je vais bien aussi. Merci. De rien. I would then respond to you because we're, it's a Monday morning and we didn't, I don't really want to be here at work. I'd rather, that Sunday night was a little bit rough. I had to spend a couple hours watching both Uncle Stu and Before the Billions and Lashes Journey, and oh my God, you guys are keeping me busy. C'est juste une autre journée au boulot. It's just another day at work. Oh my God. I really don't want to be here. I'd rather be in bed, rather be watching YouTube videos. I really don't want to be here. Juste une autre journée au boulot. Just another day at work. Right? Juste une autre journée au boulot. Just another day at work. You could respond with some sarcasm. Aujourd'hui c'est la journée. Today is the day. Today is the day. Aujourd'hui c'est la journée, right? I could be, maybe you could, be holding up a lottery ticket and saying it sarcastically, like today you could be winning the lottery and getting the hell out of this place, right? Aujourd'hui c'est la journée, right? So today is the day I could be getting out of here, and or maybe it's Squid Games, and oh my God, I'm gonna win the games and get out of here differently, right? So that's some of the French phrases that we learned from the previous lessons that we had. So I'm going to build a little bit here and add a little bit more to what is being said. So I'm going to show a little clip very quickly. So this lesson won't be very long, guys, because I do know that there's basically talking to the wall right now. There's nobody here. So I'm going to make this fairly quick. So we're going to include this clip, a very short clip from another individual that they have that pop-up screen. That's kind of something I saw that I would like to eventually do, have a pop-up screen of, as I'm talking to you guys, the sentences pop up so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. So just give me a second to find the right tab. There we are. Okay, so yeah, that's the one. Okay, give me a second here, guys. Okay, oh, there we are. So we're going to go back just a touch. And we're going to hear what she says. She's going to say in French and in English, and you're going to see the words as well.
Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hi, I'm Ingrid. Nice to meet you.
All right, so you guys heard what she said. We'll repeat it just to be sure.
How French people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hi, I'm Ingrid. Nice to meet you.
All right, so you guys heard what she said here, right? Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hi, I'm Ingrid. Nice to meet you. Okay, so I'm going to put that up on my screen as well, just so that you guys can have it and practice that. So basically, we're going to start beefing up a little bit the lessons, so that way you guys will get a little bit more and really more bang for the buck, as they say, right? So just give me a second here, guys. I'm just going to add. All right. So basically now we would have, let me just make sure I'm not miscounting on my one. We would have 7 sentences that would be exchanged between me and you. So we can assume that we're 2 people talking. So the first person, myself, would start. So now from now on, we're starting our conversation as such. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Right? So I'll say that again. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Right? My next sentence that I would say to you, okay? So now that I've introduced myself, because I'm saying salut, which is an equivalent to bonjour or hello. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Hello, my name is Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Nice to meet you. Of course, I would go into the next sentence. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? So now, as you can see, I'm changing it a little bit. I've already said hello. When I said salut, that's another way of saying bonjour. So I don't have to say hello twice, right? You're not going to say hello twice you're not going to say hello at the beginning of each of your sentences, right? You're going to say hello once when you first come into the room or first introduced to a person, etc., right? So already here you said salut. You already said hello, so you don't have to say it twice, okay? So my next sentence to you is, how are you doing? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? And that's when we would continue the rest of the sentences that we learned. Je vais bien, et toi? Je vais bien, et toi? So that's what you would ask me. I would respond to you with, je vais bien aussi, merci. We would, of course, say, you're welcome, de rien. And I would, of course, sarcastically respond, oh, juste une autre journée au boulot. Oh, just another day at work. And you would, of course, respond to me with the same amount of sarcasm. Ah, c'est aujourd'hui. C'est la journée. And you're holding up your lottery ticket. Yes, we're going to win the lottery and get the bleep out of the office job that we don't like and that we really want to quit, but can't because we don't have the money for it, right? Ooh, let's see who's here. Hello, JP. Thank you for being here. My spirit is doing very well. And how are you today? I hope your spirit is doing well. I haven't seen you on live for quite some time. I hope you're okay. I know sometimes, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not. I know that there's sometimes a certain amount of issues that occur that stop you from doing your lives. I hope it's nothing too serious, that you're just, intentionally taking a mental break for yourself. So as you can tell, JP, I'm doing a French lesson. I was essentially winding down, but I can always, continue the French lesson or continue the me talking to nothing or to whatever about nothing, I should say, is absolutely fine. Oh, that's a shame that you're going through a certain amount of pain. I know that it's a medical issue that you have, and again, I'm not here to force you to talk about what you're going through. If you don't want me to talk about it, whatever, it's up to you. But no, I hope to see you again in live, because yeah, I haven't seen JP in a few days, but I know that oftentimes it's because uh, I think it's MS that you have, right? So I know that sometimes it flares up, as they say, and it doesn't always cooperate, which is a shame, because you do produce a lot of great content that I enjoy watching. So I'll review quickly, JP, because I think this is the first time that I'm seeing you in my French lesson. Thank you, JP. Yeah, it's definitely fun to see that I've gotten quite a few new members, quite a few new subscriptions. Watch hours still needs some work, still needs some there, but that's kind of why I'm also producing a lot of content, because that's where I'm close to 2,800 hours. So the watch hours right now is the easiest, quote unquote, thing for me to work on. While as members, I'm still at 280, so that still quite needs quite a lot of work. German, I need German lessons. I'm not going to give them. I barely speak German. I think I know the only German I really feel comfortable speaking is genau, and ich sprich ein bisschen Deutsch. Other than that, don't expect German out of me, JP, please. You're not going to get. Yes, thank you. So, yeah, definitely a lot of work to do, but hopefully you, and everybody else that are out there are going to get there. I know before the billions, I don't know if you follow him or not. He's reached 1,000 subscribers, but still needs to work on his watch time. I think, who else did I see that reached 1,000? There was somebody else that I know reached 1,000, but there's quite a few that are getting out there. Yeah, 194. Yeah, definitely. Look, that's definitely, something to be proud of. Yeah, for sure. Black belt. I know he said that he wanted to take some French lessons, which is I don't know if he's subscribed to me, so I don't think I think that's why he's not here. So I'll have to give him a shout out at one point. Say, hey, you naughty boy, you missed your French lesson last night. You have to make up for that and write, I don't know how to say this in German 2,000 times. I feel like my cousins are. Thank you. No, it's hard, as you know. It's hard in these YouTube lands, or to get up there in the numbers, whether it's your watch hours and or your subscriptions. It's not easy, but we'll get there. Through hook or by crook, as they say, right? We will get there. So I'm going to teach you a little bit of French, JP. If I don't know if you feel up to it, but we'll go through this together. I know you missed a few of the lessons, but you're more than welcome, if you feel like it, to rewatch some of the previous lessons that I had done. And I do try to have clips so that it's more enjoyable. So it's not just Hello, White Collar General 1. Thank you for coming back. Thanks you for being here. So we'll hopefully you'll go back onto my others. I do try to create playlists, and I do believe I have my previous French lessons. If you or White Collar General want to take the time to watch those, they're usually about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's very informal. I'm not a teacher. I'm just here to try to teach you, a few words, like even if the only thing you'll ever remember is me how to say hi, if that's all you learn, I'm fine with that. I don't expect anybody to become like perfect like French speakers and come up here after 2 or 3 lessons and be able to have a full out conversations. Yes, white collared one, general blessings to you and all the time, and blessings to you and your family as well. Yes, of course. I hope you'll have a peek, and I hope, like I said, that all of you, both you and JP, you learned something. If all I can do and be proud of is that you guys learned how to say hi in French, that's the best I can do. I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, we definitely, hopefully, we'll all grow together one way or another. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? So we're going to start. Okay, so the basic scenario here that I'm working with, guys, okay, is we're people that we already know each other, right? Or, well, I'm going to change the scenario. I'm going to change it a little bit here. So I'm introducing myself to you. I'm a new coworker at the job, right? So there's a certain amount of introduction that needs to be done, right? Because when when you're on the first day of your job, you're going to say a certain amount of things, um, to each other, right? So I'm just going to see what you guys said. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm starting, it's my first day on the job. So, of course, I have to introduce myself. Of course, I'm going to say hi. So, what would that look like in French, right? So, it obviously is going to look and sound a certain way. So, what would that be? So, if I want to introduce myself and say hi to you, let's say to you, JP, right? We're two coworkers. It's my first day. I'm eager to start, but it's Monday. I don't really feel like being at work either, although I'm happy to have a new job. I didn't sleep very well. You know how Sunday nights can be sometimes. So what would I say to you, right? That's the point. My first thing I would say to you is, salut, je m'appelle Ingrid, enchantée de te rencontrer. I'm going to repeat that slowly because I know I said that as somebody who's accustomed to saying things in French, right? Not hello, luscious. Bonjour. So take out the D and off of no D there. No D and one word. Okay, and the J is not capitalized, but bonjour. But yes, bonjour or salut. Those are two different ways of saying hi. So it's like saying hi versus saying hello. Okay? So it's different, but they have the same meaning behind of it. Okay? So, salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Hello, my name is Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Nice to meet you, right? Because obviously it is always nice to meet somebody, right? At least I hope so. I hope it's a nice experience to meet somebody, right? So salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hello, my name is Ingrid. Nice to meet you. Salut, Je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. And actually, I'll correct that because I just spotted a mistake. And I don't want you guys to already learn bad French from me. My brain does not want to spot the thing. So there we go. So that's better. So, salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hello, my name is Ingrid. Pleasure to meet you. Right? Now, the next thing I would say to you, okay, is of course, how are you doing? So, how would I say that? Now, of course, I know Lasha's journey. She's perfectly bilingual in French. Wink, wink, nod, nod. She knows the answer to this. So, what she would say in the chat would be this, of course. Comment ça va? How you doing? Or as Joey in Friends, how you doing? How you doing? Comment ça va? How you doing? Right? How are you doing? So that would be the next sentence that I would say, right? So we're going to put this together. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Comment ça va? Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Comment ça va? So, of course, at this point, JP would answer, or Flash's journey, or white collar general. You would answer my question because I'm asking you, how are you doing? Comment ça va? How you doing? Right? You would answer. At least I hope you answer. At least I hope so. So you would answer, je vais bien. Et toi? I'm doing well. And you? Je vais bien. Et toi? Je vais bien. Et toi? I'm doing well. And you? Now, obviously, since you guys asked me the question, I would have to actually answer as well. Comment ça va? Lashes. This is French. This is French, not Spanish, not German. You too. Come on. At least you got part of it right. Yeah, French, German, Spanish, whatever. It's all the same nonsense, right? It's all the same thing. Whatever. ¿Cómo estás, right? Who cares? No. We're all here to learn French, guys. French. Oh, my goodness. What am I going to do with students like you two? Oh, my goodness. So, of course, you guys asked me how I'm doing. So, of course, I would have to answer. Well, not that I have to, but it, of course, would be preferable if I answer the questions that you guys ask me. So, of course, I would answer with Je vais bien aussi. I'm also doing good. Thank you. Merci. Je vais bien aussi. Merci. Je vais bien aussi. Merci. I'm also doing well. Thank you. You could add the next sentence that I'm about to show you. It's a really quick, short 2-word sentence. You don't have to, okay? But a lot of times you'll see that being said or hear that being said or see that in text, right? De rien. You're welcome. It's nothing. Technically, it means it's nothing, but, in a conversation, de rien implies you're welcome. De rien. It's nothing. You're welcome. Okay? So, since it's my first day, but even with my first day, like I said, the scenario is that, I was really nervous. I was really stressed. It's my first day on the job. And as you guys know, I'm 16 years old. I'm a spring chicken. So I was really nervous. I spent, a fun time last night partying and, having a good time with my friends. Of course, my first day is going to be a little bit more difficult, but you might respond with, and you might add, juste une autre journée au boulot. it's just another day. Don't worry. Kind of your trial by fires. Don't worry. You're gonna push through this. Yeah, it's Monday. It's not fun. Yeah, you had a late night partying with your friends, but don't worry. It's just an autre journée au boulot. It's just another day at work. Don't worry about it. It's your first day. Don't stress. Juste une autre journée au boulot. So the first word, juste, just, une, a, autre, other. Fourth word, journée, day, au, at, boulot, work. Juste une autre journée au boulot. Just another day at work. Juste une autre journée au boulot. Right? It's just another day at work. Don't worry. You're getting the money in, money out. Right? Unless your TLA is lots of money in and very little money out. Right? So, juste une autre journée au boulot. You might add the next sentence as well. You're going to hold up your lottery ticket and filled with sarcasm. Aujourd'hui, c'est la journée. Today is the day. As if to say, I'm going to win the lottery. Right? I'm going to win that. I think you guys in the US have that Powerball. And I think I saw the Powerball at 500 million some time ago, 600 million. I think if I remember correctly, at one point it was even $1 billion or something crazy like that. Let's hope somebody won it. Let's hope somebody won that money. My goodness, can you imagine? Here in Canada, we're lucky if our lottery gives us 20 million. But hey, if somebody in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s can win that $1 billion lotto, good on them. Good on them. But definitely read the back of the lottery ticket as what qualifies you, or more importantly, what disqualifies you when you play the lottery, because that any excuse that they can have to not give you that money is a good excuse, right? So definitely read that back. So that's mostly the French lesson today. Not a whole big lot, because again, French, it's a complicated language. I understand it's not really for everybody. I know with you, JP, you got Spanish going on, you got German going on in your head, you got all English, you got French, you got a whole bunch of different languages going on for you. It might not always be self-evident. But what I'll do is I'll go back to the video I was showing a little bit before. We'll play a little bit so that you guys can hear a little bit of the differences in accent and how it's said differently for other people. So just give me a second to get back to the video. I won't play too much of it because you guys all know how YouTube is with copyright and having other people's raw content on your own stream. So we'll play just a little bit, not too much.
To clarify that in French, there is a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how French people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hi, I'm Ingrid. Nice to meet you.
So we'll skip here.
Salut.
So we'll skip a little bit and sort of to show the difference what JP had said with the salut and the bonjour, right? The formal and informal. So we're just going to back it up just a little bit.
Ingrid Dubreuil. Je suis enchantée de vous rencontrer. Good morning, I'm Ingrid Dubreuil. Nice to meet you. Bonjour, je m'appelle Ingrid Dubreuil. Je suis enchantée de vous rencontrer. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at this together. Salut has been substituted with the formal greeting bonjour, French for good day. Je m'appelle Ingrid. has not been changed. Je m'appelle stands in both cases for I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we always say our last name, so I said Ingrid Dubreuil. Here, you would say your full name. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from te rencontrer to vous rencontrer. What is changing is the French word for you. In a formal sentence, we use the more polite word vous. One more time.
Okay, so I won't go any further because in this French lesson, they're really giving you more of the general explanation as to why and the differences and so forth. Yeah, thank you, JP. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So basically, that she gives, of course, the more proper explanations and as to why one thing and showing you the differences, which is why I felt that it was important for me to include that as well in my video with you guys. But you'll notice that here in Montreal and in Quebec in general, we tend to use much more of the informal ways. Though, so in the previous lesson, JP, I had talked a lot about the difference between what's called tutoyer and vous voyez. Okay, those are big words. I know you might not necessarily remember it. Okay, but those are like what she said, the difference between speaking formally to somebody and speaking to somebody informally. Here in Quebec, we tend to be much more formal. Much more informal. Sorry, I'll correct that right now. Informal. So think of it as a difference between you speaking with your family, with your friends, with people that you know and that you have a much more personal connection with, versus you speaking to the queen or maybe to somebody that you just met and that you don't know who they are or what kind of potential relationship. You're going to be much more formal with that person, right? So the difference between, as you saw, the tu versus the vous, vous, right? So if I'm being informal, I can be telling you things like, salut, comment ça va? Salut, comment ça va? Hey, how are you? That's something that you would say to a friend, right? Hey, how are you, JP? How you doing? How you doing today, right? But if you were the Queen of England, that might not go too well. I don't know if anything bad would happen, but that would not be something that would be kosher. I may not be invited to the next outing, or I may see certain of my licenses for city works being rejected inexplicably, right? So obviously, when you're greeting somebody, you have to be very aware of what your position in society is, what that person's position in society is, what your relationship is. Are you in a social context where people are hearing you and seeing you, or are you just, shooting the shit, as they say, pardon my French, with a coworker kind of thing at home and, drinking a few beers kind of thing, right? So you know that basically context will dictate a lot of the words that you're going to use when speaking French, right? So you do have to be aware of that when learning the language. So that's pretty much it for my lesson today, guys. Okay. Like I said, I know there's a couple other lives, and that I know there's it's 8:30 at night. You guys have other things to do as well. So I hope to catch you guys in the replay. So for those of you who will see this as far as the replay is concerned, I will be adding the links to the video that I showed. So if you do see the video removed, as usual, guys, I might have removed it due to copyright claims. I do try to be respectful of that as much as possible. I did show a live video that's still up on my channel about copyrights and how to avoid it. But sometimes you do have to show raw clips for educational purposes. So hopefully I don't get a copyright claim on that, but we'll see. So if the video again is being removed, do go in the description to watch it. Okay. And it's usually, I played, I think, the first minute or so at most of the other clip. All right. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, JP, the aspiring matriarch, for being here. Thank you, Lashes Journey. Thank you, White Collar One General, for being here. And thank you, Trash Can Waves. Of course, I'm going to leave you guys on a few different notes. You guys know how I end things. It's nothing new, nothing surprises. The first thing I'm going to end with is, of course, a thank you to my Miss Manager, Lashes Journey, for always being supportive and either in financial ways or, like tonight, showing up to my live stream.
Hey, so that was my Coming to America story, guys. I hope you like it, and that's it. It's a blessing to be here in America.
So thank you again to Lashes Journey for your continuous support, either by being here in person with my live or with your financial support. Of course, I cannot forget Melissa Jane for her financial support as well. So if you did enjoy tonight's episode or you found it informative, feel free to send me a few freedom fries. I will be including my PayPal in the description. Okay. Financial donations are not obligatory. Any kind of support you guys give me is appreciated. So whether it's a view, a like, a comment, a chat, all of that I appreciate, guys, in any way, shape, or form. And of course, as you guys know, I always end it this way. If there's somebody that you haven't hugged or you haven't said hi to or love you to, or you just haven't chatted with in a while, now's the time to go do it, guys, right? It's never too late to say hi to somebody. It's never too late to have that conversation that you haven't had with that person that you miss, that you care about. Maybe it's a tough conversation, right? Maybe there's something that you feel that you need to get off your chest. Do it. As Melissa Berrien would said, right? Do it now. Don't be afraid, guys, to get those conversations going. So thank you again, guys, for being here and spending some time with me and hopefully learning some French. So JP, Lashes, I hope I hear some French from you guys. Even you, White Collar General. I hope to see some French or hear it. Please. All right, guys, have a great night, and I will see you there in the live streams.